Everybody, Travis Holzem with Food Forest Design, Minnesota. And just making a quick video today to give you a weekly update on my indoor fruit trees and some of that stuff. Since I can't be outside installing food forests, my whole winter is spent indoors with sales and design work. So designing properties during the winter so they're ready to go in the ground in the spring. But I'm going to turn you around and show you what I got. My lime tree originally had about 75 limes on it, and we're down to 0. It completely dropped all its limes. They only got about the size of a golf ball, and next time they'll be a little bit bigger, I'm sure. If I thin it out and maybe take about 20 or 30 of them little ones off, I'm sure they would have put more effort and more nutrients into growing less. So the tree is too small to handle that. But my lemon tree has some lemons on it, and they're growing really fast. And yeah, I'll just turn you around and show you. Here we go, man. We got some nice sun coming through the window today. All right, here we go. This is my tall lime tree here. I started that when I moved into this townhouse about 3 years ago. I think it's been 3, something like that, maybe close to 4 now. Can't remember, honestly. Time goes so fast. But I started that from seed. And that's no limes on it yet, because it's, hopefully I get some flowers on it and some blooms and some limes the next time it's ready to go, ready to sprout. Here's the lime tree that I had. Now it dropped all its leaves, dropped all its limes. There you can see one of the small limes that fell off, but we got some new growth coming in, and it will green up and start. This thing is going to turn green probably here in the next month, and it's going to start blooming again. That's exactly what happens all the time. It drops, it looks like it's dead almost, but then as you can see, it's starting to green up. It will just start greening up all these branches, and then it's going to, within a couple of weeks, it will be full of leaves, and then it will start blooming and another set of limes. Here we got a pomegranate tree, and believe it or not, it was this tall last winter in this same room, but it died off, dropped all its leaves. So I chopped it down to the dirt, and there was about that much coming out of the ground, about the size of my finger. Now if you look at how thick it is, it's probably about 1.5 inches thick, and now it's actually a small tree. And it drops its leaves every once in a while, but now it's starting to grow getting some new growth on there. I have yet to see any blooms or any fruit on it, but it's only about 1.5 years old, if that, or going on 2 years. And then we go, let me move this out of the way. We have the lemon tree, and as you can see, it's starting to bloom all over the place, and all these new leaves are coming in. We have some baby lemons, and look how fast they're growing compared to last week's video. And then we have some down here, they're already turning yellow. So there's not many on there, and that's probably why it's growing so fast. But this thing, here's one that's died off, dried out, but it's starting to bloom. It's going to be full of leaves, full of blooms here in about a week, and then more lemons. And then here we got a couple of little banana trees, and believe it or not, they were only probably about 3 or 4 inches tall when I brought them inside from early November. or not November, whenever we had the first frost. So about then, and they're doing well. And then we have this aloe, and then we had these new pups coming out, and they're growing really fast. So we're gonna have to split them up and put them in new pots. This is a nice looking aloe. Then we have all these monsterosas here, and things are getting pretty big. But I started those from seed. Probably about 6 months after I moved into this townhouse. So they're a couple years old, and that's what it usually takes for these leaves to start splitting. They'll sit and be like this for a very long time, and then eventually they'll split off like this. But I'm gonna take you downstairs and show you some more. Okay, we are back. We are in my living room, and I'm gonna show you what I have growing in my living room here. Yeah, I'll just turn you around and show you and explain everything here. Up in the windowsill, at the end of the summer, or about midsummer, I had some lemons, and I took the seeds out of them and threw them in a pot. And you can see that one's about 6 inches high, and then this one is about 8, and it's a lot more full. These were planted at the exact same time. Not sure why one's growing better than the other, but they have the same soil. They've been in the same sunlight. They've been watered together. That's just nature, I guess. And then here we have a couple of ponytail palms. I started from seed, and these things are just growing like crazy now. And we got these two here, and I'm gonna put them in some larger pots, and then they'll really explode. And then we got a coffee tree here. Got another little banana tree, another ponytail palm that it's not as growing as fast as the others. They was planted the exact same time as these two, but that's all we have. That's some rosemary that needs to come back, and we got some peppermint. I'm gonna chop these all off and make some tea with that today. And then we have this beautiful Australian umbrella tree I started from seed, and I put it in this pot because it needed the room to grow, and the tree that was in there, I thought it died. It was doing terrible, so I took it out of that pot, out of this pot, and put it in its own pot. And because I thought it was dead, it wasn't growing. So I put it in a pot and left it by itself this summer. And, well, I'll show you in a minute. But here's the umbrella tree, and we're talking, it's about 24 inches high. It's a beautiful tree. And I started that from seed. The same time I started the ponytails and the monsterosas upstairs. Now here is the Chinese hardy orange that was basically, it was in this pot, and it wasn't growing. And this is actually, I dug it out, and this was actually, this trunk was actually about 8 inches higher. All this here that you see was underground. It was under the dirt or under the soil. So I think it was just getting choked out. It just didn't have enough room and space. And I put it in a small pot, and it started to grow again. And so I put it in this larger pot, and now we're talking, this thing is, I don't know, about 2 feet tall. And by springtime, my guess is it will be up to hopefully about another 6 or 8 inches high. And that would be great. And I'm hoping we can get some blooms on it. But this is a really special tree to me. And it's like one of my favorites now. And the fact that it grew back and is now beautiful again is just reminds me of somebody. And, you know, it was, I don't know, I was really sad that it was no longer growing, and it came back. So I'm really happy about that. It's a beautiful tree. Obviously, it has to be inside in the winter because it's too cold outside. And I don't know if you could see out my window, but there's a couple of cherry trees out there. There's an apple tree out there, some figs, blueberries. I think there's oh man, I can't remember them all. But there's a lot of stuff out there that will be coming back in the spring. And then I'm going to take you downstairs now to show you my banana trees and another surprise. Okay, I'm downstairs in my grow room, and I had to make this video over again because I accidentally put it on time lapse. So I didn't realize it till after it was already uploaded that it was on time lapse and not a video like I'm recording now. But I'm down in my grow room with my banana trees and a couple of other things, and I'll just flip around and show you what we got. We have all the smaller ones, and we got the, you know, that one's a little bigger there in the corner. You can see that. Nice thick trunk on it. I gotta clean these guys up because those leaves on the underside are kind of dying off, so I'm gonna chop them up and use them as mulch in these, because bananas love live mulch and they love compost. So if you do grow bananas, if you got a lot of waste, food waste, scraps from dinner, put them in with your bananas. They love that stuff. And then we got an olive tree here. When I bought this probably close to 2 years ago, this will be the second, let's see, about a year and a half ago, I think. I got them right before last winter, and so this is the second winter with them. So yeah, about a year and a half, and it was about a foot tall when I bought it. Now we're looking at, it's about 4 feet high if you want to measure it. And since I brought it inside from in front of my townhouse, and I put it under these lights, it has grown about 8 inches, maybe even more. I mean, it's spread out a lot, but from this branch here where my fingers are, that's how much it has grown. That's actually almost probably a foot. And especially this one back here, you can see where all these new leaves are. That has grown since I brought it inside in October. And then we got another little banana tree here, little guy. And then we have the mother. I'm gonna cut these off and clean this one up. But this mother, all these banana trees came from this mother. And we got a couple other little pups in here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. These are good size too. And there's 4 good, nice little pups in there. We'll have to put them in new pots. And then we come over here and we got a couple other little runts, little pups that came from that mother also. These ones are taking their sweet old time. And look at, this one's only about 6 inches high, and it's got 1, 2, 4, 5 pups coming off of it, 6 pups. So we'll have to split them up too. And then we got this. I planted these strawberries in July. I had some extras, bare root from an install I was doing. So I planted them in this pot, and then I took all the, oh, there's some more strawberries. Good, we're getting a bunch of them. You see these long suckers, I guess you call them, or runners. And when they come off the original, I would bury them in the soil. And then, look at, then you get another, this one is this new one. And I kept burying them, and then a new one would pop up in the spot. So now we have strawberries this winter, and I'm gonna just pull one off because I guarantee they're gonna be great. Well, you won't find strawberries like that in a store. And then looks like we have a little lemon or lime tree that's popped up in here. I don't know how it got in there, but that's definitely a lemon or lime tree, just like the one up on my windowsill. But we have strawberries in January in Minnesota. And here's my bucket system. I did not plant anything in here yet. I don't know. I might plant something here over the next couple of weeks. But I got to clean these up and just decide what I want to plant in there. I don't know what I want to put in there yet. But that's what we got. All these banana trees, and people say you can't grow citrus and you can't grow banana trees in Minnesota. Well, you sure can. These guys will go outside in the summer and they come indoors for the winter. Simple. Anyway, that's what we got. That is my indoor stuff. Usually I have a lot more growing because I have these shelves full. These buckets are usually just have an abundance of peppers, and tomatoes don't really do that well inside, honestly. Peppers do great. But that's what we got. But in the winter months, this is the time you want to plan out your land, your backyard, your lake home, wherever you have underused land that you would like to transform into a food regenerative, self-sufficient, low maintenance, food producing landscape that will feed your family for years to come. Give me a shout. I'm Travis, Food Forest Design, Minnesota. Get a hold of me and let's get your Garden of Eden designed in your backyard. Have an amazing day, my friends. Grow food, not lawns. See ya.